You are trapped in a subscription service disguised as a garden. Every spring, you buy seeds genetically programmed to die in November. You buy fertilizers that wash away in the rain. You labor over plants on life support, only to do it all again next year. This cycle is not biology. It is a design flaw of history. We built a food system on annual crops because they are profitable. They can be controlled, patented, and metered out. But before this system, there were plants that broke the rules. Crops you planted once and harvested for decades. They yield more nutrition than wheat and cost absolutely nothing after day one. We call them forgotten, and they were not lost. They were erased. A crop that feeds you for free is a crop that cannot be sold. Tonight, we unlock the vault of nature's most powerful perennial foods. Plants so productive, so resilient, and so nutritionally complete, they could end your grocery bill forever. But beware. The most powerful food on this list is so potent, NASA calls it the miracle tree, and it has been hiding in plain sight all along. Stay with me as we count down the 10 perennial foods that can set you free. Number 10. The fig tree. The century-long feast. It looks like a simple tree, but the fig is a time machine, a living link to the dawn of agriculture. Plant a single fig tree, and you unlock a century of harvests. 50 to 100 pounds of sweet, mineral-rich fruit every year, for 100 years or more. Figs outclass most fruits in fiber, calcium, and potassium, and their antioxidants fight aging at the cellular level. This was the first crop ever cultivated by humans. Older than wheat, older than barley. Plant a fig, and you plant a legacy. Food for your children's children, sweet as memory, strong as time. But if you think a tree that feeds for a century is impressive, what about a plant that turns your backyard into a living pharmacy, saving you hundreds on herbs and medicine, year after year? Number 9. Perennial herbs. The backyard apothecary. They look like humble garden herbs, but rosemary and thyme are ancient guardians. Plants that heal, protect, and flavor your life for decades. One rosemary bush yields over $200 in fresh herbs every year, and both are packed with compounds that boost memory, circulation, and immunity. Plant once, harvest daily. These herbs thrive on neglect, outliving drought and frost. The Greeks crowned their scholars with rosemary for wisdom. Today, science proves its power. A sprig of rosemary, a pinch of thyme, medicine and memory, growing wild at your door. But what if you could plant a single crop that pays you back for 20 years? A biological savings account that the industry cannot touch? Number 8. Asparagus. The 20-year investment. A crop that pays you back for 20 years is a crop they cannot sell you every spring. This is the simple, dangerous economics of asparagus. In the industrial model, you are a recurring customer, and asparagus breaks that contract. You plant the crowns once, and for the next 2 decades, the earth owes you a harvest. It is a biological savings account that compounds interest in the form of nutrient-dense spears. The industry hates it because it occupies the land permanently. You cannot till a field of asparagus. You cannot rotate it with soy. It claims the soil for itself. A harvest that returns year after year, demanding nothing but patience. If you crave greens that never quit, meet the vegetable that grows as tall as a tree, producing food for generations, even through the hardest times. Number 7. Tree collards. The vegetable tree. Tree collards are the giants of the garden. 6-foot-tall plants that yield 50 pounds of calcium-rich greens every year. More calcium than milk, more vitamin K than any other food, and anti-cancer compounds to boot. During the Great Depression, families guarded their tree collard cuttings like gold. One plant could feed a family through the leanest years. While annual kale withers in the snow, the tree collard stands tall, a sentinel of nutrition. A tree that feeds, a legacy that grows. Strength rooted in every leaf. But what if your medicine could grow on trees? Berries that shield you from sickness, even when the world falls ill. Number 6. Elderberry. The medicine tree. Elderberry is more than a fruit. It is a shield. A single bush yields 15 to 20 pounds of immune-boosting berries, rich in antioxidants and proven to cut flu duration by 75%. In plague years, European villages planted elderberries in every yard, knowing this tree could mean the difference between life and death. While modern medicine is locked behind a pharmacy counter, elderberry grows wild in the hedgerows. In every berry, a promise. Protection, healing, and hope, growing wild and free. If you thought a tree could save you, what about a tree that rains down 100 pounds of berries? Enough to feed a family or start a war. Number 5. Mulberry. The Silk Road superfruit. If it cannot be shipped, it cannot be owned. This is the economic threat of the mulberry. You will never see a fresh mulberry in a supermarket because its skin is too thin and its juice too heavy. It spoils within 24 hours, defying the global supply chain. Local, immediate consumption. A single tree is a calorie fountain, dropping gallons of nutrient-dense fruit that bypass the cash register entirely. From ancient empires to your backyard, mulberries rain abundance. Sweet as silk, fierce as survival. But what if the most powerful food of all was a weed? Stinging, wild, and packed with more nutrition than spinach. Number 4. Nettle. Liquid gold in disguise. Nettle is nature's paradox. A plant that stings, yet heals. It has more iron than spinach, more protein than most vegetables, and all essential amino acids. Roman soldiers used it for energy. Today, it is a free superfood, regenerating every 2 weeks, impossible to kill. We call it a weed to sell you a weaker crop that needs your money to survive. But the nettle does not need you. It grows in the shadows, waiting to feed those brave enough to harvest it. A sting that nourishes, a weed that feeds. Liquid gold hiding in plain sight. But this next plant was so powerful, conquerors did not just burn it. They cut off the hands of anyone who dared to plant it. Number 3. Amaranth. The forbidden grain. Of all the crops on this list, amaranth is the only one marked for extinction by government decree. When the Spanish conquistadors arrived in the Americas, they realized amaranth was the spiritual and physical backbone of the Aztec Empire. To conquer the people, they had to destroy their food source. They banned it on pain of death. But amaranth is a survivor. It escaped the fires and hid in the wild, evolving into the pigweed you see in city sidewalks today. A single plant produces 100,000 seeds. It represents ultimate biological freedom. A grain that returns 1,000 times what you give it. But what if the real treasure was buried underground? A tuber that multiplies itself, stabilizes blood sugar, and survives when all else fails? Number 2. The Sunchoke. The crop that was too successful. We did not stop growing it because it failed. We stopped growing it because it was too successful. The Sunchoke, or Jerusalem artichoke, is the ultimate antagonist to the scarcity model. It yields 4 times more food per acre than the potato. It requires no planting, no pesticides, and absolutely no care. During the starvation years of World War II, this root saved thousands of lives. So why is it gone? Because you cannot turn it off. Once you plant a sunchoke, it is there forever. The industry demonized it as a weed because it broke the fundamental rule of capitalism. Scarcity must be maintained. Beneath the frost, a secret harvest. Sweetness without sugar. Hope without end. But if you think you have seen the ultimate, prepare for the final revelation. A tree so powerful, NASA calls it the miracle tree. One plant to rule them all. Number 1. Moringa. The one plant grocery store. Moringa is the stuff of legend and science. A single young tree yields over 100 pounds of leaves a year, worth $2,000 as superfood powder. It has more vitamin C than oranges, more calcium than milk, more iron than spinach, and it provides complete protein, all in one plant. It grows faster than any tree on earth, survives drought, flood, and poor soil, and it can start producing in months. Indian mothers have fed moringa to their children for 5,000 years. NASA says it could sustain life on Mars. One tree, infinite nourishment. A miracle rooted in earth, reaching for the stars. You have just met the 10 perennial foods that can end your grocery bill forever. While the world chases fleeting trends and fragile supply chains, these plants stand as living proof. Abundance is not bought, but grown. The fig's century-long feast, the moringa's miracle, and the underground pharmacy of the Sunchoke. Each is a key to food independence, waiting for hands willing to plant. So, which will you choose? Will you keep feeding the system, or will you plant your own revolution? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Your journey to food freedom starts with a single seed. Plant it and harvest abundance forever. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to uncover more secrets the industry wants to keep hidden.